take the helm as president of...
All right, welcome. All right. Today on Black Dragon Biker TV, some interesting news stories here that have just disappeared off my thing. Okay, we just got to go in here and get them back. Some interesting news stories this morning. We're going to be taking a look at, this guy out in Texas, president of a Bandidos chapter, they say. They've arrested him with meth, supposedly for dealing meth. We're going to check that out, and it's all over the news and everything. Once again, I think they took all of his memorabilia, man. I would tell you guys, don't have your memorabilia around, because if they come in your house, they're going to take everything with your club name on it. But that we got that going on, and we have a couple of other stories that are up there. A guy named A.B. Robertson sent me a post about our culture being in distress. I might have time to get to it. 5 men convicted in the Hells Angels assault robbery at Hamilton Bar. They were convicted for assault and robbery. We're going to take a look at that story. Also, there was an accusation that the Iron Range Hells Angels leaked a video to the police about the case where that woman was found guilty of shooting into their clubhouse. Actually, she wasn't found guilty. She's agreed to a plea deal. And one of the podcasters out there chatting with Stax has accused the Hells Angels of leaking this video to the police department. We saw where the video actually came from, so we're going to talk about that. It wasn't the Hells Angels Iron Range chapter. Crazy, man. Crazy stuff. We podcasters have to be careful with the accusations that we make. It's really important to get it right as best we can. That and some other things, man. We're going to be talking with Wu, of course, about some MC protocol. Interesting video came across my feed yesterday. We might get a chance to talk about that. So anyway, here we go. We're getting ready to jump into this. What's up, Insane Wills? Good to see you. We're getting ready to jump into this right now. I'll be back in 1 minute and 7 seconds after this brief introduction. Hey, man, stand by for heavy waves.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books, then you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe, and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol. A lot of phonies popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about, but the man on this channel is the first to do it, and the only one that never sold out. His name's Black Dragon. Started in the Navy and hit the sea, repping Uncle Sam. They traded that uniform for the best from the Mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the Mighty Black Sabbath. MC, where he paid his dues and he earned his stripes. From prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life. Like Michael with the cowboy hat that knows kung fu and says kick Kenny. Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe, and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol.
Well, all righty then. It's your boy Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network, Black Dragon Biker TV, Biker News you can use. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. And allow me, please introduce my guests and co-hosts. Hey, Woo, Young Outlaws, man, from his Facebook channel. Mark Valentine. Guys,
Good morning.
Go check it out. Morning, man. Morning. And the lovely Mrs. Tia Bunch. How are y'all? Larry should be on in a second, man. Let's see. Did he hit me back yet? I think Larry should be on in a second. Morning, everybody. Morning. How's the world out there? How you doing, man?
Cold and raining. Cold and raining. Same as it is all the time.
Yeah, man. You guys are up there in New York, man. It I don't like it. I don't like
It's
what
horrible,
I'm hearing up there.
It's
I don't
horrible.
like
It's
that.
horrible. It's horrible.
You adapt.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
you adapt to the weather. A
Oh, that's
rainy
right.
day
Yeah.
is a beautiful day in some parts of the world.
Yeah, well, Tia, they can come to New York and take all the rain they want. That's all it does here. Every day. It's either raining, snowing, or freezing. One of those three. Every day.
And we have the wonderful commissioner, Lavish T. Williams, District 2. What's up, man?
That's right. What's happening?
Good morning, Lavish.
What's happening? Hey, here's a funny thing. Well, I was when I was talking about upstate New York and everything like that. I don't know where y'all were talking at. I'm just jumping in by saying this because I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to Jersey, right? And I'm looking at the map on Google, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm assuming and I'm thinking that, New York City is way up here and everything like that. Well, I see where Rochester is at. And then now I see where New York and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, wow, man, I was in the wrong area. I was thinking New York was like up here.
No.
And New York City was up here in the state. It's like
No.
over down here. I didn't know that. I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. We're connected to Jersey and Connecticut. We're in the middle. In between Jersey and
I
Connecticut.
see. So I don't know. I want to be in Patterson, New Jersey, in that area. I don't know.
No Patterson really well. No Patterson really well. We know Dragon's got to get you his stuff, but it's about give or take, depends on traffic, about 45 minutes. It depends on traffic. I can get there probably a half hour.
Oh,
35 minutes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Let's run because we're gonna be trying to put a lot in this morning. Okay, here we go. First, we'll get to the stories. 5 men convicted in Hells Angels assault robbery at a Hamilton bar. Court heard the Hells Angels group assaulted and stole the vest of a man wearing the Rock Machine Prospect. Hey, stop the patch policing all over the world. I don't care where you are. It's not working out well. This poor guy got his patch taken, and 5 guys were convicted of assault and robbery. Really? It used to be you just whoop a guy's ass, the clubs would sit down, you give the colors back. It was a fun thing. It's not like that anymore. And every club has lost colors. I don't care, 1%er, 99%. All clubs lose colors. This used to be a thing where you whoop MFers behind and take his colors, but that's gone now. It's assault and robbery. Robbery has like these 20-year sentences and stuff. So after an incident at the Cadillac Jack's Bar and Grill on Main Street East near Wentworth Street in July of last year, 2 years ago. So 4 alleged Hells Angels club members and an alleged member of a support club have been convicted of assault and robbery for beating up a probationary member of another biker club and stealing his vest at a Hamilton bar. Come on, man. Beat up a prospect. That's bad. It was early evening on July 24th, 2024. Okay, this is July 4th, man. But that might not be anything to those people. And people were milling about, I think this was in Canada maybe, on the outdoor patio, sitting at a bar and playing pool at the Cadillac Jack's Bar and Grill on Main Street near Wentworth Street, Ontario. Yeah, so it was not the 4th of July for them. It was just the 4th of July. Anyway, Daniel Schur was wearing a probationary member Rock Machine vest, talking to people on the patio when David Robson arrived. He wore a Rock Machine vest and told the court that at that time he was the president of the motorcycle clubs. They say gang, we say club. The Gulp chapter, I think that's Gulp. He claimed to have retired a week later. Schur was supposed to keep the president safe. The 2 men had known each other for years, and Robson described Schur in his 60s as elderly. Another witness called him Pops. That's what they call me these days, Camera said. Not long after the men greeted each other, a large group of motorcycles arrived in the parking lot and adjacent a convenience store parking lot. She said, many wore Hell's Angels and Red Devils vests. Uh-oh, I can see the trouble coming. Red Devils is a support club for Hell's Angels. Also in the bar that night were men wearing Vendetta's motorcycle club vests. They're a support club for the Rock Machine. Oh, so you just had it all there. What happened next was captured on crystal clear surveillance camera footage. There you go, surveillance camera footage. And that means arrests and charges. Among the Hells Angels contingent that arrived was Joel, he's 41, Trevor, 34, Ancaster, 36, Brantford, William, 36. All these people here were all there. And let's see, there's a guy, 51, that was there. At the time, Ontario Provincial Police said Fish was a member of the Red Devils, while the other four were Hells Angels members. Camera said Roland with initial aggressor. Camera said Roland was the initial aggressor, grabbing and punching Scherer. Hall stepped in next, grabbing a hold of Scherer and preventing him from being able to get away. Then Ashford Smith helped to undo Scherer's vest. Pittman climbed up on the railing and punched him in the head. Yeah, we just saw this like last week before Fish pulled him to the ground. We saw this last week down there here in the United States. By the end of the assault and robbery, Scherer lay motionless on the ground for 4 seconds. Damn! And this is an old guy. Before slowly getting up, he was bleeding from the forehead with blood dripping down his face. Camera said he was unsteady and was helped to a stool by a police officer and a woman. Camera found the 5 men acted together to assault and rob him. She convicted them all of assault causing bodily harm and robbery. Ashford Smith was also convicted of unauthorized possession of a prohibited device for a switchblade and ammunition seized in his home. Damn! They went to his house and got a switchblade, and that you can't even have it at home? Hall was charged with breaching firearm storage regulations for ammunition. Damn, they got it bad up there in Canada. He was charged with breaching firearm storage regulations. Oh, but that charge was dismissed. Man, thank God, man. That they needed to dismiss that garbage. Fish had argued that he was acting in defense of his friends, but the judge, rejected that too, noting that Scherer never fought back. So Scherer never testified in court. Oh my God, because he died September 23, 2025 at 67 years old before the trial. Oh my goodness, poor fellow. Court heard that after the Hells Angels continued to arrive, Robson went inside where he was captured on video putting his Rock Machine vest behind the bar. He denied this in court, saying he put a hoodie on because police were on the scene and wanted to charge his phone behind the bar. He also testified to not knowing what caused Scherer's injuries. Camera didn't believe him. Following the assault, the OPP-led biker enforcement unit took over the case. OPP and Hamilton police searched both Hells Angels and Red Devils clubhouses. Isn't that crazy? You do something in a bar, and they go turn your clubhouse inside out. But this all happened at the bar. Anyway, Camera said there was no evidence of history between Scherer and any of the men who assaulted them. The men returned to court June 15th for sentencing. Hey, they got convicted of robbery, and that's a long time. That can be a long time in prison over that bullshit. So, hey, folks, keep that in mind, bro. Keep that in mind. Next story here. This guy was this guy here in Lubbock has been, well, let's just let these folks say, he's been arrested for distribution. Let's get it.
The chapter president of Lubbock's Bandidos Motorcycle Club is in federal custody, charged for possessing large quantities of methamphetamine for distribution. 74-year-old Stephen Riles, who was known by the street name Hot Tub, was charged Monday and faced a federal judge the same day for his initial appearance on those charges. He remains in federal custody pending further court proceedings. If convicted, he faces a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison. The complaint shows agents began an investigation on Riles early last year on suspicion of trafficking meth in the Lubbock area. Last Friday, agents searched the Bandidos clubhouse where he also lived. Inside an office, agents say they found roughly 3.2 pounds of methamphetamine inside a locked drawer. In other areas of the office, agents also say they found multiple items commonly used for distribution.
Well, that really sucks for him. Some of the stuff here. So they say he's a president of the chapter. He's been federally charged. He's just 74 years. He's 74 years old now. This right here is a picture of a case in his house, and it's got all kinds of memorabilia from his esteemed motorcycle club. And I don't know why it was necessary to take this picture if they didn't take all that stuff. They executed a search warrant at the Bandidos. Oh, this is the clubhouse, notorious clubhouse, which also served as his residence. Okay, I thought it was his house. Inside an office, agents found approximately 3.2 pounds of the suspected methamphetamine inside a locked drawer of a wooden filing cabinet. A cabinet next to it contained his Bandidos Motorcycle Club paraphernalia, and they took pictures of all his stuff. According to the complaint, what initiated the investigation into him and other members in early 2025 was suspicion of methamphetamine trafficking in Lubbock. He was identified as the Bandidos' notorious chapter president. I don't know what exactly made him notorious. This here is the methamphetamine there, I guess. On February 27th, they executed the warrant, and they found this inside his office, 3.2 pounds of it in a locked drawer. And agents executed the search warrant, and they were federal agents is it the FBI? Oh my goodness. And found that methamphetamine. Then I guess they got, what is all this? They also got all this, which was some rifles and guns and stuff. And look, there they got all their club vests. I don't know what that has to do with it, but they're going to take your shit, just so you know. They're going to take your shit. So don't have this at your clubhouse is, I guess, the best thing to say. Put it outside in a shed or something, or somewhere like down the street or something. This is the wonderful thing that they put up. Lubbock chapter president, the Bandidos, somebody didn't spell that right. Motorcycle club charges. This is the press release from the attorney's office. This person needs to be fired right here. That's ugly. But anyway, yeah, spell the people's name right. That's sad. That's just sad. But they did get it right here. The Bandidos Motorcycle Club was federally charged. So this is the statement from the United States Attorney's Office. Is that what it is? Yes, Northern District of Texas. His name was Hot Tub, and here's more pictures of the inside of the office. It's a really nice, neat-looking office, I'd say. The investigation was a joint operation of the FBI, Lubbock, Texas Anti-Gang Center, and Caprock High Density Drug Trafficking Area. The Texas Anti-Gang Center is composed of agents with Drug Enforcement Administration, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the Texas Department of Public Safety, the Lubbock County Sheriff's Office, the Lubbock County Police Department, Assistant United States Attorney Stephen Rank. That's all these people that be after your ass. Just so you know. Like, they got a whole paragraph of them.
If I live to be 74 and still living a life of crime, just take me, Lord. I'm just ungrateful. Just take me, Lord.
Well,
oh my Lord.
well,
74, you a senior citizen. You still out here being arrested. And you ain't on no cruise ship. You ain't, oh my word.
Well, now, Tia, they say right here, just so you know, a complaint is merely an allegation of criminal conduct. All defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in the court of law. He's not guilty yet, and we don't know that he's done anything. So we don't know. We're just hoping to find out.
Oh my God. Oh, hell no, man.
Angelo
Oh,
said that's some
God.
bullshit right there. Yeah, well, hey, Black Legionnaire, thank you for that support. Hey, folks, follow suit. Thank you very much, Black Legionnaire, for that beautiful support. You guys can support the channel with your donations and that sort of thing, and also get a subscription. And you can get a paid subscription, and also you can support the channel by sending your cash apps. All right, next story, real quick here. Oh, that's the Bandido story. Bandido story. The Hell's Angels story. Oh yeah, another. Okay, so that's all my stories. All right, good. Is that all my stories? Good. All right, so this one here. This was interesting. We have to be careful when we are these social media guys. We have to be careful. This woman pled guilty, and there has been some accusations that the Iron Range Hells Angels up there turned on this woman and all these things. And the fact of the matter is, the reason that she's going to get to plead guilty and have a chance to argue for a more lenient sentence is because none of those Iron Range guys even went to court. They did that gangster shit. They didn't go to court. They didn't talk. They didn't speak. But here's one particular accusation that came.
Captured. Now
we're looking at the Bill Stacks show, Chatting with Stacks.
Where did they get the surveillance cameras from? Does anybody want to maybe take a guess? Where'd they get the footage from? They got it from the Hells Angels motorcycle clubhouse at the Iron Range.
Actually, yeah, not so fast. Maybe not. Maybe this is where they got the surveillance footage from. Right here, the video camera right outside the clubhouse. I don't know if the Hells Angels operate this camera or not. It looks like the police cameras to me. I don't know. It's that's probably where they got the video footage from, right outside in front of the damn clubhouse.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no,
So I don't know. It's probably, I wasn't there, so I know that, you know, that's probably where they, I don't know. Anyway, we just have to be careful when we say stuff like that. When accuracy is important. So there was a lot of things here that were said during this podcast, and I just be shaking my head like, wow. Mama Iron Ranger, who's up there, says there's one camera on each block, and possibly a free camera is the third camera. So, yeah, that's not where it came from. Didn't come from their clubhouse at all. There are some other things but we do know, and I can tell you I know this because, believe it or not, Reverend Bacchus, Brandon, your favorite guy, Lavish, he sent me the entire transcript of this trial or her pleading guilty, and one of the things that he noted, and he happens to be like the worst. He can be like the worst enemy in the world, and he never really cut the Iron Range Hells Angels any slack. And even he said in his coverage, and these guys never showed up to court. They never. They never. Now there was a phone call from inside the clubhouse tonight that there was the shooting in the clubhouse, but that came from a 14-year-old kid. But there's been nobody. There was a 14-year-old kid that spent the night there that night, but nobody up there testified or even participated or helped out at any. That's why the girl is able to argue. She took that what do you call it? The plea, and she's able to argue for a lighter sentence. Although the police department up there says, or the prosecutors say, they're going to recommend that she gets the maximum. Of course, that's what they'll do. But the idea is that no, the footage did not come from them. It came from the cameras outside. All right. I just wanted to point that out. It's clarification is always important. What else here do we have? Yes, an inmate. This is our last story. An inmate who killed Quebec biker turned informant behind bars denied parole. So this is funny because we're going to do a video next about a kid who says that biker gangs don't turn on each other. And here is a Quebec biker who did actually turned informant. His name is Alvin Starblanket, and another inmate stabbed a guy named Amy Suraman 187 times in 2003 at Prince Albert Penitentiary in Saskatchewan. Here's this guy here, upstanding citizen, a man who helped carry out the murder of a Quebec biker who turned informant on the Hells Angels, has been denied parole in part because he recently attacked another fellow inmate. Looks like he stabbed him 187 times. Damn. In a decision made last week, the Parole Board of Canada denied full parole to Alvin Starblanket, 44, an Indigenous man who has twice been convicted of killing people, including a priest. Does he even get considered for parole? Starblanket is serving the life sentence he received in 2008 when he pleaded guilty to the second-degree murder of Amy Cimarron, a former member of the Rockers, a support club of the Hells Angels Nomads chapter based in Montreal during the Quebec's biker gang war. He decided to become an informant in 1997 after he was arrested for murder, for a murder, I guess another one. He testified in court against people tied to the Hells Angels, including fellow members of the Rockers. He admitted to killing 3 people for the gang, as well as 3 attempted murders. Damn. In 1998, he testified in a murder trial at the Montreal courthouse. 5 other men tied to the Rockers were accused of murdering a rival drug dealer, but all were acquitted. In 2003, he was behind bars at the Prince Albert Penitentiary in Saskatchewan when Starblanket and another, Simard, the guy, this other guy we were talking about, he was behind the bars when Starblanket and another inmate stabbed him 187 times. Damn. A witness who testified at the trial of the other inmate who attacked Simard said he was present when Starblanket agreed to kill Simard for $25,000. According to the summary of the parole board's decision, Simard had a contract on his life issued by a criminal organization. Simard was about to testify in a murder trial in Halifax when he was killed, stabbed 187 times. Starblanket was at the penitentiary in Saskatchewan for killing a priest in 2002. Damn! In the northern part of that province, he was sentenced to a 12-year prison term for manslaughter. That's it? Just 12 years for killing a priest? Well, wait till you hear why he killed him, though. On July 8, 2002, while out on statutory release from yet another sentence, Starblanket was unlawfully at large and posed himself as a male prostitute to make money. You were picked up by the priest and taken to a park. Oh, the priest wasn't doing good things. While at the park, you repeatedly punched and kicked the priest and left with his car, cash, and credit cards. Wow. You were arrested for a few days later, the parole board wrote in its summary of Starblanket's first homicide. Later in July 2002, the victim died as a result of the injuries sustained during the attack. This summary describes Starblanket as having been put through Canada's residential school system and having suffered a dysfunctional childhood. He just turned out to be all bad. Growing up, you experienced physical and sexual abuse, poverty, and neglect. You also witnessed domestic substance and physical abuse. You were placed in foster care at a young age where you experienced physical abuse and sexual abuse at the group home. You report that you frequently attempted to run away from foster care to return home, the author of the summary wrote. Concerningly, in January 2026, you repeatedly punched an elderly, disabled inmate who was considered vulnerable. You also attempted to use your foot to stomp on the inmate despite several warnings and attempts by the guards to stop you. You refused to comply and resisted being handcuffed. A homemade stabbing weapon was subsequently removed from your back pocket. Following the incident, you had a medical seizure and required treatment to an outside hospital. A search of your cell revealed 2 more weapons. A month before, the inmate was assaulted. A psychological assessment of Star Blanket determined that any form of release, including parole, would be premature. In conclusion, the board considered the relevant factors in your case and has determined that you will present an undue risk to society if released on parole. Yeah. The summary of the decision says the board has come to the conclusion based on your concerning criminal history, your concerning institutional behavior, the absence of a comprehensive release plan, and the further work you need to do to address your factors through the programming. We're just not going to let your ass out.
Thank you very much. That's really nice.
Thank you. Ooh, boy.
I'm so grateful for my little boring life. Oh, God. Oh, God.
My goodness.
You was reading through that shit like so fast.
Holy.
He's watching the clock, Tia. He's watching the clock. He's watching the clock today.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So for our fun part of the show today, is this guy what he says true? Here we go. Action. Hold on. Let me pull this up for you guys to see it. Is what this guy says true? Action.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Biker gangs are way more loyal than Crips and Bloods. You know what I'm saying? I seen some shit where like 80 niggas was on the case and nobody told. And when you get locked up fucking with these niggas, they gonna make sure they bind you out. They gonna make sure you got a lawyer and they stick together. That's one thing I can say about American white people. They gonna look out for theirs, my nigga. Real shit. Niggas love telling on each other. The Italian mob, they was telling on each other. They was whacking each other. These niggas got a code, bro, that they really live by. They got bars you can't go to unless you a member. That's some real gangster shit. Like, you cannot enter that business unless you're a part of them. And I know for sure they don't talk about no criminal activity over the phone. They have a meeting in person. Even some of the niggas in the Mexican cartel done ratted on some of their people. They don't give a fuck about nothing but money. They're off one of their family members for some money. They don't give a fuck. No disrespect to the cartels out there, but I never seen no biker gang member snitch on one of their people. You gotta give it to them. Cheers, nigga.
But wait a minute, John Dragons. For the most part, some of that is true. There's no 100% in anything in life, right? Nothing is 100%. I don't care what it is you do, except death. But some of that is true. Not, there are isolated incidences, but for the most part, I think there's a code that we live by. Especially if you're a diamond holder, there's a code that you live by, and most people, there's no 100%. Most people uphold that code. So I stand by a lot of what he said. I think some of that is true. I'm not gonna laugh at it all. Not at all.
It would be nice if if that.
It also depends on the club, Dragon. It depends on the club, right? Every club is different, so you can't judge everyone based on the actions of a few. We're all different. Every club is different. Some clubs do hold their people down in jail. I know we did. You hold them down. You make sure they got a lawyer. Of course. You don't flip. Of course. You don't talk to police. Of course. So that's where the truth comes into play. That's just my opinion.
So I would say that is absolutely the code. I would say that's absolutely the code. I just do too many stories every day. I just talk to too many of these folks on the phone every single solitary day. Maybe that's what has tainted me.
Absolutely.
Because
That's what tainted you.
I talk to too many of them. They call me up. I do trials for them. I go to some of them be broke as hell trying to make it. They don't talk, but they do call and talk to me. They don't talk because a lot of these folks, they won't talk in public, but they cry like hell to me. I don't know where my club is. Haven't seen them. Nobody's called. There's been no money put on my books. Some of the better clubs I've seen will bail their people out or at least loan them money to
100%.
Go. But
100%.
This is what I want to
I
say.
just think things changed so much in the years, man, because everything you just said, Black Dragon, I remember when I first came in the club, that was the typical norm. I've seen now that it's the typical norm is, I don't know what he gonna do. Did you call his people?
Well, I'm gonna disagree with you, Lavish. We held it down every month. Every month, you had to contribute XYZ to XYZ because the brother was locked up. Every month, you put that money in the kitty. I disagree with that because we did.
You know what, boy, you had some special bros, man. Y'all was all right.
That's what I'm saying because I haven't. Let me say this: when I first 20 plus years ago, when I was just hanging around, I've seen that. I heard the conversations. I was in the meetings when I joined the club where they were like, John Doe got arrested. We got to get a lawyer out there, or we got one of the other guys that's going to pay this lawyer to get him out. I just seen guys come home and they go to the club and the club loan them money, for X amount of time. I seen that when I first came in the club. I don't see that anymore.
Now, here could be a reason why. In the beginning, when I came in, most guys moved with the authority of the club. So if you're moving on some club stuff, the club should be taking care of you. A lot of guys now are moving on their own because these clubs have taken in a whole lot of 99%ers these days who become supermen when they put them diamonds on. But they haven't made their transition yet. And those guys sometimes have a lot of a point to prove, and they're moving outside of any kind of organized orders or whatever. And maybe that's why they're not being held down. Hey, man, we didn't tell you to go out and do that dumb shit.
That is what it is. That is what it is, right? We had the same rule.
Maybe that's what it is.
It is.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I gotta agree with that. I've seen other guys in clubs where they click because every club has a click. I see the club might not do anything, but together their crew try to figure out what can we do. Let's drop the hat and put something in the hat, man, to try to get them out. They say it's bond is $1,500, man. I know we can come up with that $1,500 to get them out of jail. I've seen that happen as well. I've seen where things go the other way, where guys do stuff for the club, get in trouble, and the club turn their back on the guy.
Yeah.
And then it comes home and the guy, looks at the club, is kind of sideways, like, man, where was y'all at? So I've seen, a lot of different things. I know, Black Dragon, you've been out there a lot longer than me. I don't know when you entered the bike set. I've been around since 99. So I'm sure if you've been out there even longer than me, you didn't probably, y'all both seen way more than I've seen.
So the other thing that I think, and somebody here, Sounds of Harlem, brings up a interesting point too, and that is they didn't have RICO and stuff that they was putting on motorcycle clubs when I came in. Now people are looking at 100, 200 years, stuff like that. Life without parole. Life used to be 7 years. Do you guys know that? Life used to be 7 years.
7 years in Michigan. I think life was 20 or 25 years in Michigan.
No, I didn't know that, Dragon. I was never put in that position. So no, I
Life,
did not know that.
life is 7 years, bro.
No, I'm glad. Thank you.
So like Dragon, was that 7 years as an adult, or was that 7 years as a child, as a juvenile
Uh,
case?
I don't know. I just remember that like Al Capone, he only got like.
Going back to the 30s, man.
I'm just saying, life has become life now. Life now is life for real, without the possibility of parole. It didn't used to be that. And so now an attorney is 30, 40, 50,000. Well, Lavish, you know how much attorneys are.
Man, listen, I know attorneys. My attorney, he is at a $25,000 retainer.
Your mama's house says,
Well,
I don't want to have to deal with that.
your
Well, no
mama
wonder,
says, uh-huh.
no wonder clubs can't afford to bail people out of 25. How many of these clubs have $25,000 sitting around that they could lend somebody?
So
Right.
No wonder.
that's
That
my next.
explains it.
And it's a money game, because the lawyers know, hey, I know what I can beat. I know what I can't. I know what I can work out. You need me. And people come up. One thing about it, legal fees and funerals, people come up with that money very quickly, man. Very quickly. Unless you
If
really
it's
don't have it.
if it's family, but if you got a bunch of bros that are struggling just to pay the bills, it's kind of hard for them to come up with 25 grand off rip. Right? And
Yeah.
like I said, a lot of these clubs ain't got 25 grand. They ain't got 10 grand. They don't have 5 grand. How they gonna come up with 25 grand?
So
Right?
this
So
is
that
my
explains it.
this is my next point.
Facts.
This is my
okay.
next point. Woo. Here's my next point. If you are in a motorcycle club and you know what y'all are taking in and dues, right? And you know what y'all got going on, right?
Don't go do no dumb shit.
Well, and you know that Woo and them ain't paid their dues in a long time. You know, President Wu is back on his dues.
We kind of short this month.
Why in the hell? And National Vice President Lavish he just caught his dues up because he's running for national.
So
Why the hell?
So disclosure, you gonna fuck around and sit your ass in there for a while because we can't get you out.
Y'all can't even pay the clubhouse bills on time. Stop playing.
What is it, the Goonies? What kind of club is this? Is it the Goonies? What club is this?
You better know you better know your MC family, bro.
You better get a legal aid.
Let's go out and do some dumb shit. We can't afford to do no dumb shit.
We can't help you. You on your own.
Oh my goodness.
Man, that is funny.
So I'd say, man, know your limits, man. Know your limitations and stuff like that. Okay, so Tia, we're gonna have you this morning for our MC Wives thing. What do you do when a club brother brings his is this what we said we were going to talk about this morning? When he brings his chippy on the side around you, and you are friends with his wife. How do you feel about that? Have you ever experienced that?
Absolutely. And I've experienced that, and it's a very uncomfortable experience. But ladies, when you're blessed to come into sacred spaces with guys like the Man's Cave and the Bachelor
Dragon's Lair?
Parties,
Then you mean the
Dragon's Lair, Clubhouse, the forsaken places for ladies. When you're invited into those spaces, it's a blessing and a curse. And the curse is that sometimes you see the strippers. Sometimes you see the brothers with the girlfriends or the mistresses. You see that. But you adapt to the environment or you'll become extinct. So you almost like follow certain protocol in certain areas. So whenever I was involved in a situation like that. It was very uncomfortable. But I will tell you this: when these brothers bring their wives around you, it's like your loyalty switches from the brother to the wife. And I do not want to be the cause of a split of a relationship. So I do mind my business. I think we all know who our men are before, when somebody come tell me something about Dragon, I'm like, I already know how he is. So it'd be kind of hard to tell me something new. But even still, I would take that up with him and not with her. Um, I would just say I would continue to support you and love on you and everything, but I will kind of become distant. And my energy I'll pull my energy away from that. I don't want to be involved in that. If I meet your wife, when I see you, I want to see you with your wife. And I think that's a really good thing to be a part of, something that your mate is a part of. You guys can become best friends and come around each other. So usually it doesn't happen that often. It has happened before, but usually the couples that we rotate with, when we see them, that's who we see, the couples. And it's really cool because you develop a relationship with the brothers and I develop a relationship with the sisters. And I become solid. Like I grow to have love for just based off the connection with you and your brother. But I would never tell, because I feel like that's not my place. But I do feel like, when you see things like that, you just be like, I'm not gonna get involved in that, and just continue to love on the sister and embrace her and stay connected to her or whatever, but just don't get involved in the situation. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
a lot of people would probably disagree with me. I feel
No.
like it's very hurtful to see couples do things like that. I like to be attached to elevation and love and harmony. So when I see couples, even though no matter what y'all go through and y'all can still, I like to be attached to that. I don't like to see families destroyed and being separated. To hear a couple breaking up, it's heartbreaking. I just want to see us have fun on the set and be able to be comfortable and bring our spouses around and just be who we are. That's one thing about this community. People are able to be exactly who they are. You don't have to hide. You could be free. It's a freedom. And that's why people resent us so much when they see motorcycles. It's like you just free, and they want that, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Kay Black says something interesting. She said, what did she say here? She said, keep your mouth shut and don't say anything. This is a man's world and you don't want to be the subject of anything that leads to drama.
Yeah.
The truth will always reveal itself.
I absolutely, that is so good, sis. That is totally right. You don't have to tell a woman her man was doing. Why would you want to break them up? Like I don't get nothing from breaking up a relationship. If anything, I want to encourage y'all to stay together, especially if I know that's your wife you introduced me. I don't want to see you with nobody but her. And my I do have a loyalty to my sisters, just like you all have a loyalty to each other. Your brothers never came out and said nothing to me, but they have always made me feel like, wow, TL, we love you, you number one. They have always done that. So
Outside Hourly says you're the only great thing, only redeeming quality I have. I told you he hated me. I told you that. But he likes you, T. I'll take that.
I love
Someone
that.
says here, when do you plan on telling your fans that you did have a trial and you refused to show up? When Lavish, Big Bone, Archbishop, and Hollywood all knew the truth and backed your bullshit, tell the truth. So I don't ever mind, telling the truth. And this is what, if I had a trial that I refused to show up, there'll be minutes and notes and there'll be evidence. And I authorized the Black Sabbath to put out my trial. You put out a whole bunch of paperwork about me, so put my trial out. But I'm only going to give you 1 hour to do it. So I'll give you 1 hour from this second to put out my trial information, notes, and evidence. I give you my permission to do that. You've already put out a whole bunch of shit on me. So put it out, but within an hour. I don't want you to go make up anything. You don't get a week or whatever. You should already have that trial. You should already have those notes, information, and all that. You should have the people that, because if I refuse to show up for the trial, that meant you had a trial for me. And if you had a trial, like you said, you had a trial, but you refused to show up. So if I refuse to show up to the trial, put the minutes out, put the receipts out, put out the evidence of the trial, put out what I did wrong, put out the people that I attempted to have killed, as you said, and put out the names of the 1%ers that I attempted to have them killed with, the people you said I colluded with. Put all that out, put it out within an hour. And if you don't put it out by 12/24, and you can send it to me, you can send it to Hollywood. You say Hollywood, back me up. Big Bone, 1%er, back me up. Archbishop, 1%er, back me up. Lavish backed me up. Lavish knew something that he backed up my bullshit on. Some of these people are here right now, so you can put that out, and the club can put that out, but you got 1 hour. Actually, you got 58 minutes now.
Man, I just was on the phone, but I just got back. What's going on? And who is Andre?
All hell broke loose.
I know, because I'm sitting there.
All hell hasn't broken loose. People come on my show with this shit like I'm afraid to address it. When do you plan on telling your fans that you did have a trial and refused to show? I never had a trial. Show me when I was sent a trial date that I refused. Go ahead and put that out as well. When anybody sent me any kind of message that says your trial date is on this date. We did have an argument, and I did say, and I didn't remember saying this, but some of my closest brothers in the club did tell me that I said this, and I will admit that I said, none of you MFers have the, I either said something like, have the seniority or something like that. You don't even have the seniority to take me to trial. I didn't say I wasn't coming. I said, I don't believe you bastards are even qualified to take me to trial. Now, you want to use that to throw me out without a trial. That's bullshit. But if you say I had a trial, then put out the trial notes. Put them out because you put out a whole bunch of lies about you. You didn't have any problem putting my full name out. You didn't have any problem floating to that racist Wrecking Ball Bob. You didn't have any problem floating the Word documents that he used as receipts. Word documents ain't receipts. But you floated all kind of Word documents and all kind of charges. So those charges that you floated to him, now float the evidence and the trial notes, Andre, and you got like 56 minutes, 55 minutes to do it now. And you can send it to Hollywood, and I know Hollywood will publish it. Hollywood ain't never stood up for no bullshit, and ain't nobody ever protected me on no bullshit. So.
Man, goodness gracious, man, this ain't a good look, man. To go ahead, the Angry Dragons ain't gonna like this. I mean, the
Angry Dragons. The Angry Dragons. Oh my God! I like that name. We should have told you on that name.
The Angry Dragons. Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
It's been that type of morning, Lavish.
I see, man.
I got it early this morning. Sorry, Dragon. I got it early this morning. It's been one of them mornings, man.
Man. Dragon, you're off this morning. What's up with you, bro?
You attacked a lot. It's crazy.
In 2026, relationships are totally different now, too. Gentlemen are having multiple wives, and the wives are knowing about each other and living under the same roof. Man,
where's that at? Where's that at? I hope my wife ain't watching this. Where are they doing that at?
No,
listen. It's so normal. And this is I know K Black because she always says something when I get ready to talk about this. Um, these open relationships are so open right now. I'm not saying what's right. I'm not saying what's wrong. I'm saying that everything and everybody has what works for them.
Yeah.
But I also notice the environment that a person lives in. And I'm going to speak on my environment, meaning the city. Things that we do in the city, they seem to be so normal. But then when you go outside the city to other people's towns and cities and you have the conversation so casually as if it's normal, they're looking at you like, man, something's wrong with this guy. So I think the environments vary and changes in the way that people see things in their perception. I see people, women, let's say this. I see women who know that they're dealing with a guy who's married, who has a girlfriend, and the woman chooses to deal with it for whatever her reasons might be. And it works for her and him in their situation. I don't judge that. I don't care about it because it has nothing to do with me. I just feel like the way relationships are nowadays, they're totally different than the way that they were when my grandparents were growing. People, you got some women, they don't want to be bothered in a relationship. They just want somebody to call when they want to be bothered. You got some guys, they just want what they want. They know that they got a solid wife at home that's a good wife, but boring as hell outside. So he doesn't have fun with that wife. And some people say, well, why be with her? I can't tell you how that.
Teach her the freaky things. Teach her, teach her the things that you desire. Teach the woman you with, baby. I like having my balls massaged. Teach her.
Oh my God.
Teach her.
And some people
hold on, Lavish. Hold on, Lavish. I gotta tell my wife, don't listen to Lavish, baby. You are exciting, and you swing from chandeliers, and you do the damn thing. Do not listen to Lavish, okay?
Yeah. I tell people all the time, don't listen to Lavish.
Don't listen to Lavish, baby. Please.
Saying, man, that's the truth about how the stuff go. I mean, for certain people, that's into that. So you have some men, they're not going for that. You got some women, they're definitely not tolerating that. I want you is all or nothing. Everybody's situation, I just be feeling is totally different, man. You got people out here that's divorced, that's still sleeping with their ex-wives or ex-husbands.
Man, look.
Oh man.
And they're dating somebody else. I just think that everybody's situation is different, and what works for them, it works for them, man. I don't even judge people on relationships no more.
Yeah.
I just don't, because my perfect relationship might not be what society sees as a perfect relationship.
Yeah.
And does that mean that society is right, or what I feel is right, or what's working for me and the people that I might be dealing with? I don't know. I think everybody just should do what they do, man. But society projects this image of what a relationship is, but everything is changing. Everything is changing. Polyamorous relationships are going on. You got sister wives that's going on. You got women that got two dudes, and they got shows with the women that got two dudes living in the same house.
Oh, no, we ain't doing that in my house.
Yeah, and then listen, just like Multiplex said, it was no different for our grandparents. Right. You had grandfathers, which was somebody's father at the time. Every Christmas morning, he woke up very early in the morning to go with that other family, and then came back home. And the only person nobody knew until like he died, or they read a letter rambling through some stuff, but that wife knew in some cases, a lot of cases.
I mentioned a sister wife, Katia. I thought that might be
You got a
exciting.
little freakiness in you, Black Dragon.
When she started talking about her brother husband, and that was it.
Hey, we all gotta make sacrifices out here.
The conversation left.
Why should you be happy and me not?
Well, we're gonna let that go because
you got women out here too that they like men and women, and they want to bring another person into the relationship. You got women that want to bring another woman into the relationship. She wants the best of both worlds. I just feel like people do what works best, for them. Before, people used to have to lie about it. Now people are just so open, it gives you a choice. Do you want to deal with it or not? And surprisingly, you have more people that's willing to deal with it, until or unless feelings get too wrapped up in it and involved.
Yeah.
Well, Lavish, tell us, how many side chicks do you have? Tell us.
I don't have any side chicks.
Give us the tea. Let's where my cup. Give us the tea, Lavish. How many side chicks do you have?
I don't have any side chicks. However,
you're just an advocate. I understand.
I'm not opposed to it either, though. I'm not opposed to it because you have some people, and I know it. When people have these conversations, everything is not going to be agreeable or make sense. Sometimes one person just is not enough for certain type of people. And it doesn't mean that they're, him or her, they're not a great person, but you're just not. All right, let's use the bike set. Let's use the bike set. I'm not saying that this happens on the bike set because I don't know if it does or not. I don't know. I'm just using it because we're talking about biker stuff. But what if Black Dragon was still riding a motorcycle? I said still riding a motorcycle.
Oh my Lord.
And Black Dragon is married to Tia. But he goes out all the time and tries to get Tia to do certain things. And Tia she's not into it. She's busy working. She doesn't like, the biker lifestyle and all that stuff. So Black Dragon's out every day. Now, what happens if this pick over here that rides as well is very fun and exciting to Black Dragon? After a period of time, depending on if he can control himself or not, he might be sitting over there feeling this girl in a different way. I still love Tia, but I have fun when I leave outside the house. Now, when I'm outside the house, I'm so excited. I'm like this. This might sound like the craziest shit ever, man. Well, sometimes another person can help you be a better person to the woman at home. Somebody might not agree with that, but I'm just telling you. Someone else, because she might encourage you. Hey, when you get to the house, take your wife out. At least I know if you're taking her out, she shouldn't be calling your phone when we together. I'm just using things that I've seen and witnessed. Again, this is just coming from me, man. Nobody has to agree with me.
Lavish, you are preaching and teaching right now, brother. You are preaching and teaching. You are so right on so many different levels. And you remember the movie Soul Food when the guy was an artist and he just wanted his wife to just attend his just watch him and his band play, and she wasn't supporting him. Cousin.
She ended up walking in
right on in.
Came in and he had her up on that wall.
Oh my God, I remember that.
That was like one of the best sex scenes because you know how that went.
Man, you know how intense that was. He up in there, all that aggression. And man, listen, I just say and when I say this, I've seen this happen. I'm a guy. I didn't experience a lot of this kind of stuff. Again, everything is not for everybody. And men, we venture off. We get bored over here, or we're not being stimulated over here. Whatever starts to stimulate us, we become attracted to that. And women are you know, they're just getting as aggressive as men now. You got women that's like, look, dude, I just need you to come over here, knock me off, and go on back home. I don't need all that fake conversation, all this stuff. This is what it is. Women will say the same stuff as dudes, a little bit harsher too, make you feel like you a piece of crap. You know, guys be, you know, after you finish having intercourse with a woman, you waiting on her to leave. Well, you got some women, they don't want you to lay around with them cuddling and all that stuff. They like, all right, well, don't you got something to do? So I think, you know, relationships just work for them, man. You know, work for, I don't even know how we got here though. I don't even know how we got here though.
So these conversations need to be had, the uncomfortable conversations, and we all bikers, well, we all humans. And we ain't just got to talk about motorcycles here. We could talk about things that impact our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
We still
and the
human
bike set
first.
is one of the things that impact our lives.
Yeah.
Leverage. They want you to write a book about relationships.
No, don't listen to me. I had a good Christian guy at home, all screwed up. He missing Sundays. He missing church on Sundays because he got an annual out of town on a motorcycle. You know, we got K Black. See, men don't realize women get stimulated by other things too, but we know how to control our impulses.
But we have different temptations. You can't look at a cat and expect it to bark. God didn't wire us like that. He wired men to be able to dance on many stages and come home and wash themselves off and make love to their woman. That's how some men are wired. As women, we're not wired. Now, some of us are, but not, that's by choice. But the way the Creator created us, we're women. That's why you can have 10 women in the house with one man and it be harmonious. Those wives understand their roles. They understand that this is our king. And all the children that's born is this man's offspring. But reverse it. If this is the way we're created. And those women will be called, they will call themselves sisters. We are sister wives. We take care of our children. And they all have a place. But then put one woman in the house with 10 men. And imagine how that will go. There will be disease, there will be chaos, there'll be fighting, there'll be just all kind of chaos. We're not wired like that. So my mom, I used to wonder when I was a child why my brother got away with doing things that I couldn't get away with. And my mom said, he's a boy, you're a girl. So what he can get away with, you can't get away with. We will never be able to match wits with a man with a penis.
No, you can't.
This is a man's world, and you got to understand when you go into a man's world like a motorcycle club, this is a man's world. Even though some of my sisters got the baddest bikes, they ride harder than some men all day long, this is still a male-dominated world. And so when you come into people's world, you have to learn to adapt or because you'll become extinct. And I want to be beside my guy. I don't know about you, and I'm sorry yours is cheating on you, but I got to be there, sitting by him to make sure these niggas want to jump on a senior citizen for some reason. So I don't know. I'm like, it kind of turned me on a little bit that this is a senior citizen. To my right, we have a senior citizen, but you got these YNs talking shit all day long.
Boy, I'll tell you, man, that Tia, boy, she got that G in her. I don't know how. They say opposites attract because that is definitely an opposite. God, dog. Yeah. Boy, you got you a school nerd, I tell you, man.
I don't mean to cut you guys off.
I'm not listening to you, Woo. I'm not listening to you, Woo. You're still here.
No, I'm gonna be even worse. No, who gotta?
We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yo, as always, man. Real quick, I want to thank Black Driver for having me on this platform, allowing me to voice my opinion. Hollywood, I love you, man. Insane Throttle, thank you for giving me my start along with the Dragon. You all know who this is, man. This is Woo. I'm out of here. Peace.
All right, man. Peace, Woo. Thank you. Okay. I guess that's the show for today. Do you have some other stuff? I've been over in the comments.
We done talked about this whole relationship stuff and on the bike set, man. And you done been out here. You see women. Listen, you see women out here on the bike set, and I'm only speaking bike set because we're on a biker channel. I don't want to take away as if it only happens in the bike world, because it happens in the plants. It happens. It happens. Yeah, it happens to postal workers, hospital workers, anywhere that you're around people, every day over a period of hours, things can happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the bike world. It's just that we're just talking about it now. But you'll get females that'd be like, I would call him, but I can't call him now because he at home. He at home with his wife. So I don't, after 10 o'clock, I don't call him. You get some guys that's like, yeah, she with her husband. Dang, she got a husband. Yeah, she got a husband at the crib, but they ain't doing nothing. How you know? Dude, her husband is diabetic. He can't even get his gummy worm up. So things work for different people, man. It's something, man, and it works for them. And as long as it works for them, some people, man, they just good together in that aspect. They got sexual chemistry that work together. They rock and roll out in the street. They go home. It's a whole different thing. Funerals are the best. I love them. I sit back because I always laugh. Funerals are the best. When you sit back, because nobody knows who the wife is until it's time to see the wife. So you have everybody running around, and then when they look, they're like, hey, that's his wife, Pink. Yo, he married? Yeah. Look, is Tasha about to walk in the room? Oh my God. Look at that right there. They doing too much. Why is she crying so much? The wife about to kick them out. We see that kind of stuff. I don't know about y'all. I've seen it at funerals, and I just sat back like this. Ooh, this is about to be good.
Man.
But sometimes the wife already know about it. I done seen wives have conversations with the outside woman.
Yeah.
I done had wives.
Because they confront you. They confront you. Your guy is, but where was I when you was with my guy? Like, why are you reaching out to me now? I got business to take care of. That's y'all's business. Please don't include me in that. Because, when my husband is with me, he's with me. When he goes out into the world, I cannot control. All I could do is hope and pray that he represents himself and respects me while he's in this world. But you can't control nobody, and you gotta let everybody be who they are. I wouldn't want him to control me. I like being free to roam about, to deal with my family, my children, and different things as I see fit. So I'm glad and I'm thankful I'm not in a relationship that calls for me to be who I'm not. Because a lot of people, like you said, Lavish, you can't bring your woman around. She don't want to engage in what you engage in. Like the couple on Soul Food. So trust and believe there's always somebody rooting in the background. Somebody that a set wife or somebody that will accompany him. I
done seen so much stuff like on the set. And it seemed like the set itself has a whole different type of life rules of what's acceptable.
Yeah, like the military. Like the military.
Things. I've seen wives and I've seen outside, the outside woman. I've seen them have great conversations. I just seen
you like, oh my God, how y'all sitting close to each other?
Yeah, I just seen them. I just seen outside wives and the wife say, well, he ain't going nowhere. And I just seen the outside wife, the outside woman try. When I say try, she try to be respectful. And when I say respectful, I'm saying in the sense of he's not going to say too much. All she does is revert everything back to him. You got to ask him. You should be talking to him about that.
Kay Black says, I don't care who is crying at my old man's funeral. My name is everything. Goodbye.
That's right. That's right. Look who's laying next to Martin Luther King. It's not all those different women, that alleged women that Martin Luther King had. It's his wife. So at the that's the one. You got the name. You got the keys to the safes and the security codes. That's what matters to me. Another woman dancing in front of him. What king didn't have women? So and I think it's a shortage of men. So that means we got to double up. And sometimes when you got a good man, you might have to triple up.
Yeah, it
So
is a shortage because
but it's
half
a
of these
wives.
guys
I
are
can deal
divorced.
with wives. I can deal with a wife, another wife, a baby, a child, a baby mama. I will have to deal with that. If I'm gonna deal with a man, I have to grow to love what he loved, his children, his money, his, everything that he loved, his family. So I believe that if I say I love you, I have to definitely love what you love and try to get to understand it. I want to be in your life. I want to be a part of you. Well, I would, sometimes there comes times when we go on the set and we separate, you know, our schedules don't align sometimes. But for the most part, I want to be there because I want to monitor how people perceive him. What's going on in the back? Where's the exits? Who talking shit? Do I need to run to the truck? Let the dogs out. Get the animals.
Listen to Tia. Oh man. Black Dragon, he just quiet. He don't understand. Me and Tia got it though. Me and Tia got it though. We got it though.
Yeah.
All right, hey,
But
listen. I'm just a bump on the log.
Yeah,
Well, hey, Black
we
sis,
got it.
I want my sisters to be able to feel comfortable to reach out to me. Tia, I want you to ask, why is this like this? Why is that like that? If you don't really want to come sit on the panel and discuss things, then we share this set. We share these motorcycles, this world. We share it. So we here together, we might as well enjoy it. We might as well have the best time ever and get to know each other and understand why in this lifetime God brought us together. And what's crazy is that I don't know who needs to hear this, but somebody needs to hear this today. When you leave this earth, the person you beefing with will be the one reaching out to your kids trying to see if they need some money. I don't know who that was for. Somebody just told me to tell somebody that. When you leave this world, the one person you got beef with right now will be on the phone with your children trying to figure out how your arrangements and how to let that marinate.
Man, somebody got beef with me. They gonna be on the phone trying to steal my old lady. do you need anything? If you need anything, let me know.
Well, that's
Lavish was a cool guy. I had a lot of love for him.
We got them out there too. We definitely got them out there too.
Here go my number. If you need anything, just call me. Just call me.
Oh my God. That is too funny.
All right, Black Dragon, man. I guess we go ahead and go, man.
I'm just learning.
I said he said nothing.
I'm just learning.
Oh man,
I'm just learning. Somebody said Tia's an angel. Well, yeah, that's why I married her. Tia, can you call my wife and help me convince her to double or triple up?
Oh, well, that might not work for you all. You could, like Lavish said, it only works, certain things work for certain relationships. And you got to customize your relationship to make it fit. You can't look at somebody else and say, that's how I'm supposed to be. Like I said, it's like watching a cat bark. That's not the way we wire. Some women are wired to be with one man. They don't want to share men. I don't like sharing my meats. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But if we living in a world, if there was a perfect man, my mama would have had him. She had a man that was perfect for her.
And then you got women too. They don't want to share their dude. They don't want to share their man.
Perfect.
However, I know certain women, because I experienced it. They're not oblivious and they're not dumb and they're not slow. They know what you're doing. They might not say anything to you. They might not mention it, and in their mind, as long as they don't see it, they can deal with it a little more. They not accepting of it, but they don't want it in their face. But they know what a man will do. They know what men will do. They just don't want to see it.
A lot of these marriages are arrangements. They are business arrangements, agreements. Meaning, sometimes we get married for different reasons. And if you know as a woman, you marry for security. You marry for different reasons. So if you know that your husband is successful, powerful, and you are entitled to a lot of things, you have a way of letting a lot of things go. A lot of things don't bother you when you know you got the credit card. You know you got the money. Like, what? He gonna pay her light bill. I don't think like that. I think like what's for me is for me. I don't care about, because I'm a kept woman. I'm taken care of. He's not a rich man. But when I ask for something, I tend to get it. There's some women out here who are asked, baby, I need $300.
Yeah, I seen that Chanel you had on the other day.
Say what?
I seen that Chanel you had on the other day.
Yes, I'm a very kept woman. So you will have to do a lot to get my attention away from what I'm focused on, because I'm a kept woman. My mom was a kept woman. My dad didn't have
write all those books.
It was. Hey. Woman want to eat out every damn night, bro.
That's why you write all the books.
When you
drop
get
$100 a day to eat, Jesus Christ, help me.
But I cook nights too, and if you working all night and you want something to eat at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I will get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and do that.
Not
So you gonna tell it all.
Well, not without some talk back. And you know what the minister
it's
said.
hard to wake up out your sleep and cook in the health centers or whatever. You know, sometimes. You just be
No.
Okay.
Listen to Black Dragon's voice. Boy, I tell you. Boy. Look, Tia, pretty soon it ain't even gonna be Black Dragon. It's gonna be me and Tia on the show with John.
John. Oh wow.
We just on the show with John.
But I think we should have these conversations. I think we should educate our people. Like, you get, if this little hour, however long we were on air, if it can help somebody get through the day and laugh, and they can watch us and learn from us and grow from us, this is church. And our people need to learn.
Oh yeah.
Amen. Oh, they got that. They're using my home name now. LOL, Johnny.
Your government name.
Oh my goodness. UK kid, you know better. Multiplex says a man isn't responsible for a woman's happiness. His only obligation is to provide and protect.
Well, to a certain extent, you don't want your wife crying. What does that say about you? I want a healthy man. I want a man to be strong. Even if we disagree on something, I'm still gonna feed you. I need you to be strong. I don't need a weak man around me. So I don't care if I'm mad. That's why you gotta marry somebody you love. That's why you gotta marry somebody you love, because even if you don't like them, when they do shit you don't like, you still gotta be able to fix them some food. To go sit in a hospital with them. That's what you look for. Them baddies. Those baddies.
Them baddies come with a price.
Man, they cute, and a lot of them trouble, but they're not gonna sit beside you when you sitting up in the VA and you can't breathe.
Or if you're going through some legal problems. You ask for some legal fees, they like, I ain't got it. So in there too.
This is interesting. Rolo says in a minute, Black Dragon's going to be writing a book about how to write a book. I see why you have to drop 3 a year now. Yeah, because I was only dropping one a year. I've dropped 3 this year already. Yeah, and but I think I'm going to drop 10 this year. I'm going to try to drop 10 books this year.
I think you did that because you in a good place
Yes.
where you just popping them out. You have, and the guy the other day said, "What has Hollywood did for our culture?" And it was you and Wu sitting up there, and Hollywood is very strong in building you guys' careers. And every time I hear you on Hollywood on that phone, Hollywood is telling you how to get some money. Hollywood is telling you how to make your channel better. So sometimes people be talking and they don't even know what they talking about.
Yeah.
Hollywood was the one sitting there counseling you a lot of times when these brothers turned their back on you. So miss me with that.
Yeah, people don't know what goes on in the background. And Lavish was counseling my ass too, because I was really hurt. I was broken apart and didn't know where to turn. I still had to be Black Dragon, but I was just John, and John was broken. And I had this kid I didn't even know named Lavish T. Williams. I didn't even know him at the time. We had just gotten together, and Lavish was laughing and shit. And I'm like, what the hell is funny? What does this kid think is so damn funny? And Lavish was like, man, I wish they would do that to me. I wish they would. I would just laugh and laugh. I'd have a great time with them bastards. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm having a great time. I see one over in my comments right now, just devolving, exploding. Can't take it. This is what Lavish told me to do from the very beginning, man. And so when and I saw Lavish do it when Bacchus came after him. When the Reverend came after him, Reverend Brandon Bacchus came after him, Lavish posting up, and Lavish did exactly what he said he would do. When they started posting up his criminal record and all that, he just laughed, had a good time with it. He was everything that he told me to be. I watched him be. He didn't get mad. He didn't curse at nobody. He didn't throw no chairs around. Because you know what? You can't take away from what this man has done.
Yeah.
That's it, man. And you got to water something in order for it to grow. So if you don't water it, it's going to die.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, when you sitting at certain tables, you will be crucified. They hate you. But guess what? Those are the ones that's helping the channel grow. Those people that watch you every day just to critique what you say and how you move, those are the ones that bought that steak we ate last night. So you got to still handle them with love.
Yeah.
You still got to acknowledge them. That's why when I said yesterday, ain't no fun if the haters can't get none. They want love. They want a spotlight. They are fans.
They are fans, the biggest fans. And I
They
tell you
watch
something.
you.
And something else I learned through the years, Lavish, that you're going to learn if you have not already. When you're a leader, you're a national vice president now. When you are a leader, you are going to make some effed up decisions. When you think of the president sending people to go to a war, and any president, but if you're looking at this current president, sent those people over to go to war, and 6 service members were killed. And so those families may hate you forever. There are people that are going to hate me forever for decisions I made. Every decision I made probably wasn't the best decision, but every decision I made was the best decision I could make at the time. And I was in the driver's seat to make those decisions. They came down to me, and I made them, damn it, and I would make them again. And some decisions I wouldn't do the same way, because some decisions I'm older now, more mature, might do differently. But every decision I made. And it's going to be the same for you. And that's what happens when you're sitting in the chair. But you made it to the chair. The guy who is critiquing you did not. If you think you can do better, make it to the damn chair. If you don't make it to the chair, I don't give a damn what you got to say. We did what we had to do. And if the organization continued to prosper and it continued to grow, then we must have done the right things. Even though certain individuals may have been hurt or heartbroken or didn't get promoted or got demoted. Hey, these are the things that happen. But the organization prospered. If you can see an organization prosper when you're sitting at the helm, and when you leave the helm, it does nothing but regresses to bullshit, then hey, the proof is in the pudding. The story has been told. So I watch you. I see the great, incredible things you're doing, young man, and I see I know some of the troubles you'll have on the horizon. But I think, just like I've seen you handle all these other things, I think you're going to do well at whatever you handle, whatever comes your way. I'm proud to see you as commissioner. I'm proud to see you up there doing those things you're doing, and I'm proud to just be associated with you. We got great people on this show, and it's a blessing from God. Anyway, an hour 30 minutes, probably time to go.
Yeah, it's time to get out of here. Thursday's my long days, man. I got a meeting in class right afterwards. So, hey, it was a great show. I'm going to go ahead and end it. I hope y'all have a great, safe, prosperous day, man. Just Lavish T. Williams. And I'm out of here.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
And just the lovely Miss Tia Bunch.
I just want to say, like Dragon say, handle your brothers and sisters like precious pieces of gold, even though we don't do that sometimes. But just know that we're here for not a long time, but a good time. And if we can learn to grow in this, we all love it. Let's enjoy it and make it better for the people that's coming behind us. You know, let's try to make a solid foundation for them so that they can enjoy what we enjoy. And just stay healthy and stay free. And we'll see you soon.
All right, that's cool. Let me get ready to get out of here. Check this out.
Book for him, and this is how it went. It went amazing. The book is about chaplains on the MC
Here we
set.
go. Action.
So recently, Black Dragon asked me to review a book for him, and this is how it went. It went amazing. The book is about chaplains on the MC set, specifically how to be one, why it's needed. It's not preachy. It doesn't do a lot of evangelizing, really no discussion of theology. It's more practical. When he was researching for the book, he went ahead and looked at the chaplain manuals for all of the military branches. So it's kind of in line with that. Does a great job of doing the history behind it, how to approach certain situations. I'm not going to give too much away on it, but I will say I'm picking a copy up just to support him. You should pick a copy up too. Just because you may not be a chaplain, but if you want to be a better brother, there's still principles that can be applied to your specific situation. So go ahead and pick up a copy. It comes out in the next couple of days.
So that's my next book coming out, the Motorcycle Club Chaplains Handbook for chaplains, to show you guys what we've learned about chaplains on the motorcycle set. And of course, you guys know that we have the new Insane Dragon.
Join the Insane Dragons. Brotherhood, sisterhood, no politics, no bullshit, just riding, racing, and fun. Join the Insane...
Be able to learn more about it. We got it coming out. Also, the Black Sabbath is back.
Brothers of the Black Sabbath MC Nation, join me. Let's become stronger than we ever were. Yeah, brother. A breed apart.
And yeah, there's a lot of hate behind that. But no haters are going to stop great things from happening. We're going to ride and have fun until the wheels come off. That's what's going to happen. And there ain't no two ways about it. Hey, I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you. Hey, Texas Hot Sauce Company down there. This is Loki down there in Texas, man. You guys got to check out that hot sauce. It is incredible. The Texas Hot Sauce Company, LLC. You guys got to check out his hot sauce, man. It is hot sauce. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. Peace. Swoosh.